In my more than 20-year coaching career, I've had the privilege to coach national champions and world team members. And there's one thing that separates champions from the rest. It's not just how they think, it's what they're thinking. And I'll share with you exactly what that is and how you can use it to hit your next PR. Let's break this into 3 parts. 1, what is visualization? 2, how do champions do it? And 3, how do you apply it to yourself in your own training? What is visualization? It's simply put a mental rehearsal technique where you vividly imagine what you're going to be doing in a skill or in a competition or an event. In our case, it's going to be vividly imagining the actual competition itself and how you're going to perform on that day. What are champions actually doing in mental visualization? They're doing 3 separate things. Number 1, you're focusing on technique, the specific technique of your lift. You're thinking about exactly what's going to happen on every single minute detail about the technical aspect of the lift, the exact technique of the snatch, of the clean and jerk, everything from the empty barbell all the way to your maximum attempts. This isn't just thinking about 1 or 2 cues or correcting a small error. It's visualizing in extreme detail the entirety of what's going to happen in the snatch technique and the clean and jerk technique. When you go to the platform, what's it going to feel like when you grab the barbell? Exactly how are you going to grab the barbell? What's it going to feel like when you have a hook grip on the bar? When you pull the bar in close? What does your start position feel like? What position are your feet in, your knees? All of these small details should be rehearsed extremely closely and should be burned into your memory when you go through this process, such that you get very, very comfortable and very, very familiar with exactly what's going to happen, almost to the point that you're doing the actual thing in your mind before you get to the competition. Number 2, emotional rehearsal. Emotional rehearsal is simply put the practice of thinking about exactly what the experience is going to feel like to you as you go through the process. So this is the kind of thing where when you get to the competition, what's it going to feel like when you walk into the doors? What's it going to feel like when you're thinking about your warm-ups? How are you going to feel when you're getting ready for weigh-ins? What are you going to feel when you're standing at the edge of the stairs to the stage? All of these things are you going to be focusing on in a way that you're getting very, very familiar and comfortable with the experience that you haven't even had yet, but you're ingraining this into your mind and you're really walking through this as though it's actually happening. Following through on emotional rehearsal makes the visualization that much more potent because now you're engaging in a process where this feels real and you're doing it again and again and again. Quick announcement. I recently opened up 5 new spots for my one-on-one remote coaching. If you've been waiting to work with me to get stronger, improve your technique, or hit that next PR you've been chasing, here's your chance. I love working with enthusiastic lifters who want to put in the work and get better no matter your age or experience level. So if that sounds like you, then click the link in the description to book your free consultation call with me, and let's see if it's a good fit. Number 3, following through on success, scenarios, and overcoming adversity. These 2 things are extremely important for visualization. 1, obviously, success scenarios make sense. We want to be hyper-focused on what it's going to be like when we win, when we do well, when we succeed exactly as we want. So you're going to be focused on thinking of what it's like when you go out to the platform and you make your opening snatch, how the emotional experience is going to be, what it's going to feel like when you make your second, when you make your third, when you win. How is the audience going to respond to you? How are you going to feel when you step on the podium? All of these things you want to visualize in a way that you only know success in your mind when you're thinking of this. You're focused so intently on the experience going exactly the way you want when you do all of these things in your visualization, and you'll have a great experience at the competition. Now, on the other side of this coin, we want to focus on overcoming adversaries. Now, on the other side of the coin, we want to focus on overcoming adversity. This means you want to focus on visualizing what would happen in a scenario if something didn't go exactly as planned. What would happen if you get to the competition and you forgot your favorite socks in the airport, or you didn't have enough time for weigh-ins, or you missed a warm-up attempt? What's going to happen when you go to the platform and they've misloaded the bar, some completely unexpected scenario. We want to spend time visualizing these things because we want to build resilience and the ability to overcome scenarios that were unexpected. If all you ever did was visualize something going one exact way, and then you get to the competition and you've practiced 100,000 times in your mind, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna make a snatch, a second, a third, and it's gonna go this way, and then all of a sudden you get to the platform and the bar is misloaded, or the platform is wobbly, or there's some scenario you never expected and you have no idea how to cope with it because it derails everything. That's not ideal. So we want to have the ability to overcome adversity, and we practice this through visualization. Remembering that we're not thinking of adversity in a way that things fall apart, we're thinking about overcoming it. So when you get into the competition, you've already practiced what happens if there's no chalk in the chalk bucket. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna feel? How am I gonna behave when that experience really happens in real life? Or something I never expected happens, and I've already built up this resilience and ability to overcome adversity because I've been practicing mentally. I've been rehearsing and visualizing over and over and over again what it's like to overcome something that was an obstacle I didn't expect. So what are the best practices for visualization? It comes down to just a few simple things. Number one is be specific. This means think of exactly what you're going to rehearse. This doesn't mean think of being successful on the platform and I just made a snatch or I made a clean and jerk or I made a lift. It's think of exactly what the scenario is. I snatched 102 kilograms on my second attempt. You're going to be thinking of the very, very specific things here because we want to practice exactly what we're going to be doing on the platform. Number two is use a first-person perspective. This just means you're going to be focused entirely on it from your experience. What does it feel like through your eyes and in your own experience? Don't visualize yourself out of body in the third person. You're not watching yourself from the audience do the competition, you're experiencing it from inside of your own mind, and you're rehearsing as though you are actually there. Number three is going to be combine the physical with the mental. This means practicing visualization with warm-ups. So you're going to practice your visualization in multiple ways and in multiple times outside of the competition, outside of the gym, doing it at home, but also practice visualization in the middle of your training sessions, in your warm-ups. Focus on doing this in proximity to the actual activity so you can develop that same tactile feel for the visualization being and feeling very real. Go into the gym, do visualization exercises, then perform your warm-ups. Intersperse these so you can get that tactile feel of what it's like to be successful in the visualization and then actually executing that in real life. Number four is make it a routine. Make it routine. This means that you need to do this on a regular basis. Visualizing how the competition is going to go in one day on a Saturday afternoon, and that's it for 15 minutes, that's not gonna cut it. This has to be something that's done multiple times a day, as often as you can. Do it when you wake up, do it before the gym, do it before you go to bed. Focus on this becoming something that's second nature. It's every single day you're practicing visualization and you're making it something that is always a part of your routine, so it becomes a second nature thing. We don't want visualization to be something that is a off-the-cuff thing you start a week before a competition and then think, oh, I visualized winning and that's enough. This has to be part of your everyday routine, part of your lifestyle, part of the training process. It should be done over and over, day after day. And then number five is stay positive. Stay positive. End your visualization exercises on the positive. Stay focused on completing the visualization exercise with a positive outcome. Don't spend time thinking about mental rehearsal and technique and the competition, all this great stuff, and then at the end think to yourself, well, what if I bomb out? And then you end and walk away with a negative thought in your head. Just end on very, very positive things on a high note, and you're gonna feel much better, and the visualization is going to be much more effective. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other video on how to peak for competition properly.